Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Looks like we have a small group here today, but that's cool. Small groups are fine. For those of you watching on the replay, welcome to Fortunate Creations. I'm Kim, and this is a channel where we talk about everything to do with crafting. So from amigurumi to weaving and anything in between. If you like crafting and being creative, stick around. I think you're going to like it here. Plus, we have a really great group of people. So, good morning, Lori. Good morning, Karen. Oh, my goodness. I'm almost glad it's going to rain a little bit later today because my body is like, hey, what did we do yesterday? Karen, yesterday I did a lot of yard work. And put it this way, when you do yard work at the river, it includes a chainsaw and a come along with the four-wheeler and a lot of back muscle. So I do love my chainsaw. It's a little stupid electric one, but I do love it. So, good morning. How is everybody? I am moving slow this morning. I've literally been up since midnight. Like when most people are just going to bed, my brain decided to go, hey, let's get up. Good morning, Ruth. How are you? Oh, I get it. Oh, that's cool. I'm learning all this new stuff. Hey, by the way, I'm gonna put my first members only what's it called? Poll up on the community tab. So be looking for that later, guys. Having a lot of fun. There's so many things. There's so many other social platforms that I have no clue about. Threads and all this other stuff. So I'm trying. Right now I'm trying to get a grip on YouTube and Facebook, and Instagram keeps popping up. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you. I wish you could hang out. You you were awake. Yeah, I was awake, and poor Fritzy, he's like, "No, Mom," and he crawls under the blankets. Yeah, that's cool. That's fine, Karen. I love I think it's going to be fun. I got to figure out more of the members only stuff. Um but I'm working on it. It's fun. So, I'm already on my third mug of coffee, and it's getting low, and I really am sad because I want another one. Maybe I can talk Mr. Fortunate into making me one as he walks by. We'll see. So, Ruth, I wanted to tell you when we went through the coloring book the other day, you mentioned, because I said the turtle would be really cool. So I started the turtle. So I'm going to do him only in shades of green. And this is actually on the green spectrum. It's like a lime green, but it's really, to me, it looks more of a yellow, but it was in with all the greens. But I'm going to do him all in different greens. And I use that new tool, the culling board or whatever it's called. Use the new tool for that. So that's pretty neat. I'm really like too much fun. So let me show you since I mentioned it. So again, I started with that little box and said, oh, everything fits in here. And then I went to my tote, but I didn't really, yeah, I think it'll be cool, Ruth. But I didn't really like the way things were stuck in that tote. So I was cleaning out the shed yesterday. I was actually loading stuff into the Jeep to get ready for the sale coming up. And I found this tackle box. Yup. So, can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. So the tackle box, which I was going to bring to the sale, happens to be perfect for all of my quilling stuff. So here is all the tools and my book. Okay, watch this. So I can close that. And then there's a drawer underneath where I put all the folded paper. Hello, Renee. So there It says it's a tackle box, but it's a quilling box for me. How perfect is this? I love it. Right? So the tackle, I picked it up and I was like, all right, let me look inside and make sure there's no tackle in there because I would have given it to my brother. And then my brain started going, wait a minute, this would fit in there and that would fit in there. And this, so here is my quilling tackle box. It's perfect. So if you have an old tackle box, rethink, reuse, repurpose, and there it is. So now I can just take this with me, you know, and it's self-contained. Everything I need is in there. Notice how I keep saying that and it keeps growing. You'll understand, Ruth, once we start playing Tuesday and once you start seeing. I hope everybody can join us Tuesday. I did not make it a members only. I was going to, but I have 3 members. Thank you all. And so I figured I'd leave this one open to everybody. And then next time I'll do a members only. I think that'll be fun. So Tuesday night at 7:30, we're going to do a craft along and we're going to do quilling. So my plan for that is I'm going to show you guys how to do it exactly how I learned. I'm going to go into this little instruction booklet and I'm going to show you guys exactly how I learned to do it. You know what I don't have that I think I do need is one of these rulers right there. Because a lot of the things that, excuse me, I am sorry. And I can't even edit this out for you guys. I apologize. Yeah, so this is what I'm going to do, but I think I need that because a lot of it say do a 2 centimeter or millimeter circle and stuff like that. So I think I need that. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. Karen, excuse me, Karen, was it you that wanted to see the driftwood? I want to make sure before I go over it. Thank you. Because I have that really cool driftwood that I wanted to show you. So before I switch over to the driftwood, I wanted to make sure. Dang it, Karen. I keep asking you if these things are you, and you're like, nope, not me. That's too funny. Well, whoever is out there, hopefully you'll join us soon. Maybe it was Margaret. I don't know. Anyway, so yesterday, finally dinner time, and for some reason I'm like, I want Chinese food. So I ordered it and I brought it home and I was just finishing when there was a little knock at the door, and it was our neighbor, the little girl. She's in 1st grade, which makes her what, 6? Hi, Gail. Maybe it was Gail. Maybe it was you. Gail, were you wanting to, well, I'll just keep going and we'll see if it was you. Gail, were you wanting to see the driftwood? I just want to make sure whoever wanted to see it is on, excuse me, before I do it. Dang it. Well, we'll find out who it is. Anyway, so my little neighbor friend came over. She's 6. And I haven't seen her like, because it's their camp, right? We live here full time, but it's their camp. And so she comes, oh, I just realized she made us matching. Oh, she's adorable. Okay, so she knocks on the door and comes in and she hands me, I'll let you see your name. She hands me this picture. Now look, she has us in matching outfits, even our shoes. Is that the cutest thing? She's so sweet. So she just had to tell me all about her winter and all about everything. She's going to start cheerleading in August. So it was just so cute. So I just left my dinner and I went out and played with her in the yard. Excuse me. And the reason I brought that up is because while I was out in the yard, I decided to get the white birch that I had brought home from the farm because somebody somewhere out there in YouTube land had said to me they wanted that bark. So I have to know who that is. But so I was in the process also while we were outside. She's playing with Fritzy, right? And so he's running all around doing Fritzy stuff and she's giggling and laughing. And well, good morning, Teresa Young. What are you doing up this early? Anyway, so she's running around with Fritzy and she throws something for him and she's like, go get it. And I said to her, he doesn't play fetch that well. I said, he'll run and touch it, but then he won't. Well, didn't he just make a liar out of me? He runs over, he gets the toy she threw, and he picks it up. And I said to her, well, he'll never bring it back. He doesn't do that. He did it again. He brings it right over and dropped it at her feet. I was like, are you kidding me? She was giggling. She's like, maybe he just wanted to play with me. So, oh, it was so funny. But she played with him for a bit. And then sorry, I had to check and make sure that wasn't my daughter. Don't mean to be rude. So then I had her picking up driftwood with me. We got a nice pile. I left most of it downstairs or down in the yard because they're pretty big ones. So I was thinking I might actually bring a basket of driftwood to the flea market. That might be a good idea, right? I've got some that are perfectly sanded from the beach and from the river. That would be really nice walking sticks. So I'm going to bring, I mean, they're as tall as me, but they're really cool. And you know what? Worst comes to worst, I just bring it back home and I make something out of it. That's how that goes. That's a good thing about selling crafting items for me. If they don't sell, I'll just use them. But so yeah, I had her helping me with the driftwood. And then we walked over to her yard because they still have a mess over there. And I asked her dad, I said, is it okay if Natalia and I look for driftwood? And he's like, absolutely. So he starts helping us, right? And he starts picking up sticks. And she's like, no, Dad, you should check with me on whether they're cool or not. He just looks at me. I'm like, she knows. She knows. So I might put up later, I might put up a couple of the videos that my Ring camera got of me doing the yard work. Oh, maybe I can't because there might be some words in there. Well, I can edit them out. So we had some huge, I'm talking maybe 18-foot trees. I mean, they were only that big to that big around, but that's too much for me to, move. So I get out my chainsaw. Now, when I say chainsaw, mine's electric. So I have to get out the extension cord that runs 100 feet from the garage to where this tree is. And then I'm cutting it up. It won't cut through. Now, my chain is dull. It's loose because it's been put away all year. You know what I mean? So I finally roll it and cut it and roll it and cut it. And I finally get this tree cut into 2 pieces. And I'm like, well, I'm not going through that again because it's still, I mean, now I have 2 7 or 8 foot pieces, right? So I'm like, I'm not going through that again. So I get the 4-wheeler and I tie a rope to the end of the 4-wheeler and I tie a rope to that log. Now the log is like this, the rope just goes on like that. And I'm hoping that it'll just go like that and pull, not slide off. Spoiler alert, it did work. So I pull those 2 apart, pull them off. And then I almost got stuck on the beach, but I got that out. And then we had one that was about maybe 6 feet long, but it was big around. Okay. Now the thing is, these things look dry, but they're soaking wet inside. So I'm like, oh, so they're heavy, heavy, heavy. So I get a bigger rope. I wrap it around this giant stump, tie it to the 4-wheeler, and I drag it across the yard. So it's working. I'm like, woohoo! Now, those of you that have seen my videos of when the river came up, you saw that my boat, my rowboat is. Hi, Erica. Good morning. Giving a quick update on my issues with yard work yesterday. So, my boat, now that the water has gone out, my boat is full of water because of the rain and it's sitting in the middle of the yard. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So, light bulb goes off. I said to myself, push it over with the four-wheeler. In theory, that should work perfectly, right? Think about it. Just going to push it. It's going to go over because it was tipped this way anyway. Well, lessons learned. There's a snow plow on the front of that four-wheeler, and I punctured a hole in the side of my boat. I was thinking, it's a metal John boat. It's sturdy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the blade went right through it. So now I have, and it didn't even go through it where the water could come out. So now I have a boat filled with water with a hole in the side. Good morning, River Life. I'm admitting my stupidity. Yeah, Karen, that happened. So I have a ruined boat, and everybody's like, oh, it can be fixed, but I'm not going out in the middle of a Hudson River in a boat that has a fixed hole in it. No, it's not happening. So I have ruined my boat. Lessons learned, right? I have nobody to blame but myself. And there it is. So I'll put it on Marketplace, boat with a hole in it, and someone will take it. I just can't. But it's like I said, it's my own stupidity. I just, in my head, it works, right? Gorilla tape. Flex C, I don't trust it though, guys. I just don't trust it. I mean, that river is deep and wide, and the current, and there's big boats. Somebody else said that flex stuff. Well, thank you, Gail. But I'm really bummed because that's my only way to get out on the water, So hopefully I will make enough money at the flea market to replace the boat. I mean, I got it for like $300. So hopefully I'll make enough to replace. I mean, I have the little electric motor. I have everything. I just don't have the boat to go under it now. Yeah, actually, that's funny, Lori, because a piece of a dock floated down from somewhere and I could just stand on it and push myself. Yeah. So much for bird watching upriver until I get another one. That's all right. They have them all over the place, right? I'm going to build myself a raft. You're very funny this morning, Lori. Yeah, I'll strap all of that driftwood together. Put a little pontoon over Fritzy, or a little umbrella over Fritzy, and we'll go out. Yeah. For those of you concerned, yes, Fritzy does have a life jacket when I bring him out. So anyway, lessons learned. That happened. So let me show you what I do with it. So there's a category in the fair where you have to do something with driftwood. So I found this, and it would be perfect to be a planter, right? Put the plants right in there. It's really cool. And if I do it just right, there's a hole right there that the plant would actually grow out of. But when I set this down, it's set down like this. And doesn't that look like one of those old skulls that you see like it on the Western country? No, on the Western shows, right? Look at it. It looks like a skull from the desert. So now I don't know what I want to do with it. Do I want to save it as a skull? Right? So I could do it as a planter for the fair, or I could save it as a skull. Wagon train. See, that wagon train just keeps coming up, doesn't it, Ruth? Maybe I will shellac it and hang it on my camper. Yes, Lori. See, now I could take this, put a back on it, and give it to my brother to put in his man cave at the farm. Very smart. Maybe I could find some other driftwood that looks like antlers. Well, I could do both. I could use it for the planter, and then when the fair's over, I could turn it over and I could use it. It's just so cool. It was funny because Natalia and I are out there, and she's like, "Oh, I found a really cool piece of driftwood." It wasn't this one. And she picks it up. Now, most girls would be like, "Ew, there's a bug." She's like, "Cool, there's a worm on it." So she picks the, I told her, I said, "Leave the worm for the birds." So she picks the worm out. She's like, "I think the robins will like it." She's so funny. She's such a good kid. Her parents just, they raise her not to be a girly girl, for lack of a better term. You know what I mean? So she gets right in there. She's asking, "Dad, can I play in the dirt? Can I play in the sand?" So she's having a great time in life. So my coffee's almost gone. Very sad. But I do have my seltzer as backup. So the other day when I went to the Goodwill, and or one of the thrift stores, and I found that yarn, and I told you I wanted to make something with it. Check this out. So I went to the channel Cinnamon Stitches. Lori, he might not be paying attention. So I don't know if you guys go to the channel Cinnamon Stitches, but she has some pretty good, some pretty good tutorials. And the reason I'm saying that like it's new is because, like I said previously in other videos, is I've only actually learned from Crystal over at Bag-A-Day. So I'm trying to learn from other people. And Jennifer over at Cinnamon Stitches has some great, I'm going to tag her in this so she knows I'm talking about her. But this is going to be, I want to find a stitch marker so I don't lose my stitch. But this is going to be a tank top. Let me show you. And I actually got to use Lucille Bell for the first time to actually, because Lucille's my size. I got to use her to measure, but this is going to go over my head. Like that. Well, let's do, there we go. And it's going to keep going out. Obviously, it'll be straight, hopefully, by the time I put it on. Wait, wrong side. There we go. Everything's backwards. You got to understand. So this will be the point. These will be the, anyway, it's going to come out. I do, Erica, I do actually. So anyway, this is going to be pretty. It will be straight. It's backwards and everything on here, so I can't see what I'm doing. But I'm going to take all of the yarn that I found at the thrift store. I'm going to do 10 rows of each, all of those colors. And then I'll show you when it's done. And then you can tell me if it's straight or not. So yes, Erica, here's the deal. Oh, that's good. Here's the deal. So if on your thrift stores, first of all, you can't look for multiple, like you're not going to get this many of the same color unless somebody's cleaning out their stash. So what you have to do is be open-minded. What I usually look for are types of yarn that I've never seen before, or vintage yarn, or something that I can just add to the stash to make one-offs, little pot holders, or even if I'm making the pay it forward random acts of crochet kindness, or even if I'm making something like this. Now these are the popsicle cozies that I make, and these are all from just little pieces of yarn and stuff that I've found at thrift stores, or leftovers from, you know, the balls I have over there. But a lot of the yarn, oh, you can't see it, it's over further that way, comes from thrift stores. So you just have to, I found that most thrift stores will organize their store. Like they have the clothes in one section, they have the bric-a-brac in another, which I just like saying bric-a-brac. And then they have like the curtains and the crafting and stuff all in a different one. So what I do is I learn where they have these sections. So when I go into the Goodwill, first thing I do is I go right to the crafting section. And that's where I find a lot of the yarn. You're not going to find it all the time. And also, Erica, like the Salvation Army in one of the towns just throws it all into a big tub. So a lot of people just walk right by it, right? This is a tub sitting on the floor. And a lot of people don't even look at that. So what I do is I just stop what I'm doing and I look through that. It's a big tote. I look through it and there's some good stuff in the bottom. So I've found bamboo. I've found, excuse me, I've found silk. I found a lot of good stuff in there. So good morning, Karen. How are you? Good morning. Your cat finally wake you up? So that's my tip to you, Erica, is to look in places you might not have looked before. Because like I said, the One Salvation Army, it's stuffed in a corner under the pocketbooks in a tote. So you wouldn't even think to look there. You're so welcome. You are so welcome. Oh my goodness. So it's supposed to rain today. I can tell the pollen's up, so maybe that'll help me talk. I get to go to lunch with my friends today. Yeah, I do too. Going to lunch with two of my friends from high school today. So that should be fun. We're meeting halfway because they're out about an hour west where I grew up. And I'm out here. So we're going to meet halfway. So we're going to have a good time. I love seeing them. So it's good stuff. All right. So what am I into right now? So I showed you that. I showed you that. Oh, for those of you that didn't see, so I took this lunch bag and I made it into like a yarn case. You know, I just sit in this little room and make stuff up. So coming up, I'm going to do some Mother's Day suggestion videos. So I know that most of you that are watching are going to be the mom. Oh, thank you. They're going to be the mom that people are making stuff for, but maybe in the videos I'll say, hey, go get your significant other and have them watch this video so they can craft with the kids. Who knows? No, I don't think he'd use it. River Life, would you use this? I mean, if it was his only lunch bag, maybe. I don't think it would be his preference. It is the never-ending. That's my point. It's the never-ending blanket. Keep it up. I'll sing the song that never ends, and then you'll be stuck with it for the rest of the day. But yeah, it is. It just shows you how you can be frugal. I really love this though. So I wrapped the handle in the purple. Yeah, she's funny today. And Lori, I used your idea of the snap. So that works. I'm surrounded by brilliant people. What can I say? Oh, sorry, Erica. Yeah, that song, it will get you and get you again and get you again and get you again. So, yeah, so Erica, in case you haven't seen any of the others. Okay, Denise, so what you can do, maybe I'll do crafts that you can do with your kids to make yourself a gift. So, well, thank you. Oh, lamb chops. Yeah. See, it's floating around in my head right now. I'm just pretending that it's not. And it will be for the rest of the day. So I'm my own worst enemy. But what I want to do is a video of top 10, not top 10, but 10 easy crafts you can do with your kid to celebrate Mother's Day. I think that'll be fun. That'll be a video I'll put out this week because Mother's Day is coming up in a couple weeks. So, oh, Renee, by the way, good suggestion. I found the stickers at the Dollar Tree. Who would have thought you can't find round stickers? Oh, well, then maybe they can just make the crafts on their own. So maybe I'll do 5 that you can make with the kids and 5 they can make on their own. I don't know. It's a work in progress. It is a work in progress. Yeah, Renee, you would have thought I could have found them, but they were nowhere. But I did finally find them. So, oh, Karen, you didn't see. Yeah, so I think I'll do that. So keep an eye for that. Keep an eye out for that, Erica. But Renee, you didn't see this, and Karen, you didn't see this. You saw the turtle before I started him, but you didn't see. So he's going to be all different shades of just green. I think that'll be cool. Yeah, it's fun. And it actually is giving me a way to practice doing the quilling because I'm trying to match. See how these are different shapes in here? I'm trying to match the shapes on the turtle with the paper. So you got to learn how to pinch it here and twist it there and turn it there, but I'm almost using it like a paint by numbers. Well, thank you. So the shaded areas with the more lines are going to be the darker colors. I don't know. It's fun. Keeps me out of trouble. Well, no, it doesn't, but it really doesn't keep me out of trouble. But well, thank you, Karen. I don't know if it's talented so much as I just don't sit still. Before you say how talented I am, listen, you should hear my struggle with this dang camera. I can't. So I have my camera here. Okay. This is a great camera. It has literally been through, well, it's been through my family reunion a few times, and that's enough said. So it's been left out in the rain. It's been this and that, but it is still a perfect camera. So, well, last week I was having trouble with this camera here. It was doing stuff. So I was like, well, this camera has all sorts of bells and whistles, and why don't I just get this hooked up to here? And it has Bluetooth. But it is. Well, no, you're right. It isn't. But you would think my brain would be able to figure out how to. Oh, I just can't. I have a little remote for it, and I have all the cords for it. So here it is. I got this whole. Did it really? See? See? Maybe the house is haunted. I have been watching all those haunted shows. Anyway, so I have this little remote. It comes from Canon, so it's the same name. I just can't figure out. So I watched this video. And it's like, you got to download this, and you got to do that, and you got to da-da-da-da-da. So I'm doing it step by step. I have it up on the iPad so I can do it on the computer. And here I go. I get it done. And I'm like, oh. So finally, I have the camera on the laptop closed. I have the external camera unplugged. So I know that what I'm seeing is from this Canon. I do a test video, da-da-da-da-da. No sound. At the end of the YouTube video, she's like, oh, yeah. The sound from the camera won't work, but I can get it to record from the laptop. However, the voice and the face don't line up. So I'm like, we're all old enough here. You remember the King Kong versus Godzilla movies where you see their mouth move and then you hear it? That's what's happening. So I get to the point where I just want to throw it. It's glitching right now? Let's see, I wonder if someone else in the house is using... Sorry, guys. It looks fine on my end. Let me see. Is it doing it a lot? Well, dang it. See, now you see why I have to figure out this camera. Well, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I need an IT. When I retired my job, the IT guy was like, oh my gosh, now what? I don't know how to. Oh, all right. Maybe I'll just sit still. Nobody move. Maybe I was touching something. Who knows? Anyway, this is my struggle. This is my struggle with technology. I can be as crafty as I want, but getting it out to you guys, getting it out to you guys is the problem. Excuse me. So there we have that. So if anybody out there wants to be my IT person, of course, unless you're right around the corner and can come here and do it, I don't know. I will have to, hopefully my nephew comes home from Florida soon and he can come over and try to help me because he does all that stuff. I have no clue. What the heck? It's under my fingernails. But so yeah, this week I have a lot of videos to put up. I'm trying to do all the maintenance on the back end to get all of the members only stuff up because I know you guys, you have the membership, so you should have the perks. And I got to make sure I have all that on there. So if you guys are interested in being a member, somewhere on your screen, there should be a button that says join. Or maybe there's just maybe you click the $ next to the chat and then it tells you can join. It's on there somewhere. I don't know. Renee, let me know what you see. Then I can tell you guys what you see because it's very different on my end from what you see on your end, I believe. So it's kind of fun. It's when I tell my friends and family that I have over 1,050 people following me on YouTube, they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of a big deal, guys. Just kidding. Okay, so it says join. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So, all right. Thanks, Lori. So, yeah, it's like, they're like, you do what? I said, well, if you listen to me when we talk, you would know what I'm doing and you would know what to do. But it is fun. Like I said, I thank you. If it wasn't for you guys, you're my core. I don't know how like Juan and all them, how they do it with thousands of people. I'd be a little overwhelmed, I think. I mean, not that I would hate it, but I would figure it out. But maybe someday I will get there. This is so soft. I think it's bamboo. It's going to be pretty, right? Right now it looks like the headpiece that Cleopatra wears. Well, good morning. Yeah, Yeah, Karen, I actually stopped watching his because they actually stressed me out. I will watch the replay, but to try to get in on his lives, they stress me out. JB's Crochet. By the way, I am here. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you very much. Yeah, and I have enough to make too, Laura. Maybe we could match for Zwickstock. Are you rolling your eyes? I know you are. So yeah, I want to make myself some summer shirts because right? And that last swancho that I made, I knew you were. That last swancho that I made is really pretty, but it's too heavy for summer. So I want to make myself, and I will put a link to the video for cinnamon stitches for this pattern, because it's super easy. It's legit. It's half doubles and then doubles, and that's it. Yeah, I'm just learning. I'm just learning, Erica. I'm glad I'm going slow and growing slow, because right now I've got 2 emails. I've got my personal email and I've got my Fortunate Creations email, which the new email address is going, it's actually at the top of the chat. So if you want to send me, oh yeah, Erica, send me your address. I want to have everybody's mailing address, because you never know, and your birthday. So Karen H, was it you that, it wasn't you that wanted the white birch bark, was it? I can't. Somebody last live, when I was talking about the pictures of the white birch, said they would love the white birch bark, and I can't remember who the heck said they liked it. Thank you, Erica. Karen, it was you. Okay. See, my 2 Karens, I got you mixed up. So look, you weren't here when I showed this. Hi, Barb. So I mean, there's some big pieces in here. Like this is the biggest one. That's the biggest one I could get. And I don't really do anything with it, so. Oh, let me tell you, Erica, everybody here is the sweetest. I have such nice people. No, I'm covered in bark. Hold on. How do you keep the granny square even? My first double of the stitch, or most. Yeah, Gail, it's all, I don't. To answer your question, first of all, I don't. This is not a granny square. It's just double crochets. But when I'm do I have one near me? Not one that I've done. I don't have one near me that I've done on my own. But all right, so here's the granny square. No, you're wonderful. Good morning, Jen. So, Gail, let me answer your question. Guys, I really am sorry about my throat. It's annoying. But so couple tricks I do when I'm doing granny squares. I always use the half double. That way it's tighter. So I'm always using, I don't know what that's better. So I don't use the double. I always use the half double. It helps me keep it tight. Right? So that's one of my tricks. The other trick is you just have to discipline yourself with the tension. It's the tension. Yeah. That's another reason why I'm trying this. I'm trying to be consistent with the size of my stitches. Now you can see up here's the collar. These are the half doubles. These are double up here. So it's all about tension. And it's hard because the faster I go, the looser it gets. But I'm much better at the half double than I am at the double. For some reason, I rush myself with the double. Ooh, sorry, there was a seed in my drink. Sorry, that was gross. I apologize. Yeah, I do that as well. JB's? That's a fun name. Can I call you Jay? That's easier for me. Just checking. I don't want to just give you a nickname when you and I haven't. See, I don't turn. Now, I learned the basic granny square from Crystal over at Bag a Day, and I don't turn after every, I don't turn at all, actually. And I don't slip stitch at the end. Oh, all right, Amber. Amber, if you want to, my email is up at the top of the chat. If you want to email me your mailing address and your birthday, just so I have it. Yeah, Gail. So watch Crystal, like I always say. Yeah. So the half double is, I do granny squares all the time. I have granny square blankets, way too many of them, because they're easy. I don't have to count. And now they just kind of flow off my tension can vary from, yeah. Yep. And it also depends on what hook you're using, Karen. Different hooks I hold different ways. So keep that in mind. That's why I try to stick with my favorite hook. Yeah. I don't know. For some reason, I mean, like if I'm just doing a granny square, I'm looking down there to think if I have any done, but I don't. Maybe I'll try, I'm going to do an example of both ways and see if I like the other way. Like I said, I learned it from Crystal and she doesn't turn hers. So she just does it. I know what you're saying though, Karen, it tips, right? It tilts a little bit if you don't. And yeah. Yeah. So I tend to lean towards my 5.5. This one I'm using a 4.5 because I wanted it to be a little bit smaller. Because I probably will wear a cami underneath it, but yeah, I try to stick with my favorite hook. Even like not just the size. I have so many of them. You think I would branch out and do others, but I don't. I try to stick with my favorite hook. I'm about to show you. Where are you? There it is. It's a cheapo hook. I got it either at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I don't remember. And I think it's Yarnspirations. Nice. Amber, I haven't started that yet. I'm doing this first, but oh, there you go. Trying to continuous granny blanket. Yes. So that one, Gail, I find to be the easiest because when I'm working on a blanket that's not a granny square blanket, my tension, even if I have the same number of stitches, my tension makes the blanket wonky. So that's why I tend to lean towards the granny square blanket if I'm giving it as a gift or if I'm, good morning, Debbie. You are not late. You're wonderful. Yarnology. That's it. Hobby Lobby. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I might write the name of it right on here because so many people ask me what it is and I can't remember. So it is. It's Yarnology from, yes. Yes. April is going really fast. I just finished a star blanket. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw I saw that. That's awesome. Thank you very much, Erica. I'm just trying to build up my address book and, all my information. Yes, we all know my process of knitting. We all know how I did with knitting. No, Renee, I would need you to put that on the Facebook page so I can see that. That sounds amazing. Jen, I do the same thing. I don't think you've seen this. I shall show you. Here you go. And what do? I use this one. It's just, but then again, this was my process of learning which one I wanted, right? We'll ignore the hairbrush in there. But yeah, so that's my way of figuring out which one I wanted. And now I know that this is my favorite. But if I do use a different size, I use these as well. Renee, yeah, I would love to see that. Yeah, I collect hooks like I collect yarn. It's just a matter of finding my favorite, right? Like we all do. It's a process. I have yeah, I have another one of these things that's filled with pens, pencils, markers, and then I have another one that's filled with scissors, any kind of tool or utility that I need. I need everything right here. God forbid I got to get up and get something while I'm creating something, anything. Who knows? But don't think I'm not going to go back to Hobby Lobby and grab a few more of these because I need one for my car, one for my purse, one for my camper, one for. I need to always have one at hand in case I need it. Right? Because I do have my survival kit, my crochet survival kit, but what if I don't have it right near me? So I need to have one in my room, one in the living room, one in here. So I will tell Santa Claus to put these in my stocking. Yeah, Deb, I just want to have, because there's sometimes like the other day, what was I doing? I was doing something and I was stressing. And I was like, I just need to sit down and crochet for a minute. And it just took all this, I just got to relax, you know? That is my, it's kind of like that's my meditation. I really like it. So, and it helps. It helps me get through the day. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was cleaning out the garage. No, thank you. So, oh, I did something funny. I just realized. So you'll notice Zen moment. Yes, it is. So you'll notice, I don't know if you can see her. I gave Lucille Bell a different hairdo. And so I know, Gail, but you gotta let yourself make the mistakes. That's fine. Let yourself make them. That's fine. Yeah. So anyway, I gave her a new hairdo, and then I was like, you know what? That's kind of a cute hairstyle. So I put it on. I put the wig on, and Mr. Fortunate comes walking in the door, and he looks at me. He goes, "Hi, like, why are you standing right in front of me?" And I'm like, and he's like, "What?" He didn't even notice. He didn't even notice I had it on until I was like, "Hair?" He goes, "Oh, it's pretty." I'm like, "It's a wig." He's like, "Oh." It was funny. He's just looking at me like, "All right, weirdo, why are you right in my face?" Yeah, it is kind of pretty, right? It's actually the color I want. So I'll bring that to my hairstylist and be like, "Will you give me that?" Yeah, the poor guy. Like I'm just standing right in his face, like just like this, and he's like, "What? What's the matter with you?" Oh, it's I got to keep him on his toes. His life would be so boring if I didn't, right? uh, so I should have some adventures to tell you about tomorrow morning. Going to lunch with my friends. They're so fun. Um, so I will do that, and then I'm hopefully. I mean, I don't see rain clouds, so hopefully the rain will hold off and I can finish my yard work because men, exactly. Because a lot of my friends, and you all know who you are out there, are sending me pictures of your beautiful, perfect yard, and I can't get there yet because I can't get the boulders off of my yard. So I need to get out there and finish. Plus, I'm itching to mow the lawn. I love mowing the lawn. Am I crazy? But I love mowing the lawn because when you're mowing the lawn, it's almost like you're in your own little. It's nice and loud. You can't hear anything. You can da da da. I sing to myself. I whatever, and then you turn it off, and the whole world's so quiet. I'm like, oh, but I do love mowing the lawn. Maybe because I was never allowed to do it growing up. I was the youngest of so many children that by the time it got to me, the lawn was already done. so, so this is my new. I've been trying to make myself drink more water, and literally, I'm just throwing lemons in there. It's working. Mm, it is, Ruth. My brain just, I'm not really concentrating on anything except for cut the grass, go straight, cut the grass. Oh, wow. I'm sorry, Amber. Wow. Yeah, so you must live like somewhere near Tornado Alley or out that way. Or Karen, I'm sorry. Wow. Both of you. Jeez. You guys be careful out there. It's crazy out there. All right. Well, I suppose I have talked your ears off enough for one day. It's about an hour. So remember, if you would love to join and be a member, I would love it. That would be fun. I'm trying to get a good handful so I can start doing members only lives and members only. Okay. Yep. Oh, good. Don't forget your thummies. Thank you so much. And let's see, if you'd like to be a member, I'd love to have you. The buttons are all there. Click away. Have a great time. Remember, tomorrow morning, live coffee with Kim at 9 a.m. And that's what I got for you for today. Remember, everybody, be happy, be kind, and be creative. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow morning live.